Because you'll literally cause somebody to go to hell because you've never conquered people pleasing. And the system behind that is the Antichrist. So you don't even understand. It literally is. Because when the Antichrist does rise in the earth and he starts telling everybody it's time to unify, everyone's like, oh, I'm so tired of all the fighting. Yeah, come on, let's all unify together. Gotcha. Wow. Even the elect will be deceived. Why? Because they spent more time in conspiracies than they did with Christ. Because they spent more time satisfying the lusts and desires of this world than surrendering them. And I think we need a David Wilkerson in New York City. I think that we need holiness and righteousness in New York City. And I know it's not going to be popular, but we need fasting in New York City. And we need all-night prayer vigils in New York City. And we need deliverance of demons in New York City. And we need supernatural healing in New York City. And we need prophecy and signs and wonders in New York City. I want the whole gospel in New York City. We need to break the chains of tradition and religion in New York City. Break the chains of idolatry to the intellectualism in New York City. And we need to mobilize an army that says, I'm only here to please one. I'm living my life in response to him. Come on. What's the last sign? Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Turn the car on. Get me ready. Too dangerous to take the subway tonight. Demons on assignment to come and get me. I'm done. Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. So you go back to the words of Jesus because we're debating the end times. But Jesus gave the most definitive part of the answer. And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached throughout the whole world as a testimony to all nations. And then, man, what a wise teacher. They were so obsessed about 1643, 22, this, okay, yeah, okay, Kamala, then yeah, yes, this P. Diddy over here, yes. And then P. Diddy did this, and then Diddy, and then Drake, was Drake in there? And then this, and then definitely Beyonce, unfollow Beyonce. Then I come over here, and then 43 to the equation of this. Some of you get into your thought life, and the Lord's like, that person next to you on the train's going to hell. Wake up. Come on. So this is what I'm trying to explain to y'all. I'm trying to explain to you that this is what Jesus did. He's so wise. Jesus said, okay, are you ready? This is how you can ensure that the end comes. Preach the gospel to the whole world, then it will come. So here's my hook. The question at the beginning of the sermon is, are we in the end times? But the question I want to pose at the end of the sermons are we going to hasten the day to the end times by preaching the gospel? Are we going to speed it up a little bit when Richard is saying, I'll use my phone to reach millions with the gospel and I'll get the word out however I can and we'll scream it from the streets? Are we going to be the ones that make it happen by preaching the gospel? Because there's only one variable we can control, and it's us preaching the gospel. It's the only thing out of everything Jesus said. I can't control wars and rumors of wars. I can't control famines. I can't control any of the other variables. The one thing that he empowered the apostles or disciples who became apostles was preach the gospel to the whole world. Then the end will come. Jesus was like, slammer, it's done. You have no other out. Preach the gospel. So